So I was just saying that I have pictures of very delicate points made of chert like this or flint like this. What's the difference between flint and chert? Just the way it forms. They're both sedimentary rocks, but one is formed in chalk beds and one is formed in limestone beds. The flint is formed in the chalk. Flint is formed in the chalk beds, and it's usually much better quality. Although some cherts are excellent, so I can't say that. I can't say that without the obligatory exceptions. I gotta make sure I mention that some cherts are excellent. Okay. I don't know, it's not, the edge is not right. Yeah, I gotta take it back some more, even though I don't want to. Yeah. Not ready yet. I don't want to be winging it. I want to try to do this right. I could hit that edge, but I want to lower it a little bit more so that we can send some long flakes in, because they look so nice. See, lower the edge, put a bevel on it so that I can run longer flakes. The lower the edge is, the more advantageous it is for the longer flakes. Theoretically, and it usually works out that way. It doesn't always work out that way. You have a danger of running the flakes too long and then overshooting and ruining the other side. Yeah, I do want to flake that side. Yeah, you run the risk of ruining the other side with some overshots, but that's the way it goes. Where it goes, nobody knows. I tried to push off a big flake, and I took a bite out of the side. That's the way it goes. I just have to make the tip more pointy, that's all. Yeah. Can you see? No? Good. Very good. You turning up the volume on the headphones? So I'm starting to drift off into low volume mode. It's very quiet here, very quiet, when no one's here. Why am I messing with the tip when I should be running some flakes? I don't know. I don't need to worry too much about the thickness on the ends on this little teeny piece, but I do anyway, I suppose. But that's my excuse. No, I was just trying to thin it down to match, because it's going to get thin here in a minute. Down here, I wanted it to match. All right, I'm going to see what's going to happen now. Let's see what's going to happen. I'm going to take a flake from the base first in there while it's still relatively strong. I can hit a good amount of material off of there, and now I can start on the side. hit the base while you still have some thickness to the main body of the point, and you'll be safer that way. So I have a choice of hitting this side or this side. I always hit the best side first. It runs the longest flakes. And then the other side is not so good, but I don't have to run long flakes to match up with the first row or the first pass. Right? That's the theory. You hit the easiest side first so that it will run longer, and you don't have to work as hard on the second pass on the other side. The other side that's not that great as far as the edge quality. All right. Yeah, everything's got to be perfect with these small ones. Where's my file? No. Yeah, the flaker has to have no embedded fragments and no wonkiness as far as the tip goes, no dents and all kinds of imperfections. You got to smooth it out for delicate work. All right. I think we'll be okay. So yeah, that's the side I wanted. All right. Sometimes I forget which side I need to start on, or which side I'm on. They're not running that far, so I may have misjudged it. No worries. See, they didn't run past halfway, but no worries. We'll get there eventually. Big strike. Yeah, it turns out I can run some good flakes on this side. Yeah. And why don't I use pressure for this? Because it gives me napper's cramp. Even so, it's a little tiny piece, it still requires lots of pressure. Especially if I want to produce bold flakes. If I want to run little narrow flakes, it doesn't require that much pressure, but I hardly ever use narrow flakes. I think that's sufficient for now. Okay. Although it didn't go as well as I thought it might. Because I thought it might have cleared out more of the middle. I can try to run some damage control flakes into the area. Yeah, I'm going to try that. See if I can clear off that little, or reduce that lump down a little bit. These take just as long as the big ones, even though there's not that many flakes. It takes a while to do the little ones. Yeah. Much better. I feel much better now. Okay, I'm going to regularize the edge and then see where I'm at. Where's my flaker? There it is. See, I can't do that with a pressure flake. It'll damage control. Excuse me. Damage control flake. with pressure. I can't do it with pressure. Actually, I need to see what I'm doing here. I can't just trim it. I need to try to thin. Yeah, thin the edge a little bit, so I need to know where I'm at. I need to know what I'm doing. And I need to see the surface. There's not very many people that do these small arrowheads, but for those of you that do, hope this is okay. Hope it's useful. Some of you, that's all you have is small flakes and small pieces. You don't really learn how to do the big stuff from the small stuff, except the muscle memory. You're gonna have to change your mindset up a little bit. By a little bit, I mean a lot. When you start getting a hold of larger stones, in the beginning you probably don't have access to larger pieces, or you don't want to knap the larger ones because they break very easily, easier than the smaller ones. But once you get into the bigger ones, it's a different mindset. But you still are used to the flint flaking thing. The flint knapping thing, but just the flaking itself. You've got to get used to the concept of flaking. I know that sounds obvious, but a lot of beginners, they get into the habit of analyzing rather than just flaking. Just flake it. Don't try to analyze it too much. All right, do another pass on the other side. I'm going to get this, I'm going to try to make it as thin as possible within reason. Ouch, I can feel that one slip. Yeah, sometimes the flaker slips on the edge. You know what I mean? And when it slips, it doesn't remove the flake. A lot of times it'll create a step fracture. Luckily, it didn't. I've got to focus on these hits because it's easy to crush the edge. So easy. And I was just knapping really, really difficult material with massive hits. This is so much different. This is a lot different. I'm going to the two extremes. That one hurt my finger. I almost thought I cut myself. All right. But yeah, big flake. But two extremes, I went from knapping really difficult material to small, easy material. Large, difficult material to small, easy material. It's a little bit of an adjustment there. Okay. Oh, I did cut myself. But the glove gets in the way at this scale. The glove gets in the way. Yeah, it almost looks like I'm not going to be able to do anything to thin out that tip with this percussion flaker. Okay. It's time to think about what I'm going to do with the notches. Yep. Okay. Well, let's see. I think I'm going to keep them in just for grins and giggles. I'm going to try to keep them where they are. I'm probably going to have to widen them out a little bit. I still need to resharpen the edges because they're all wonky up here on the blade, but I'm going to wait till after I do the notching. Okay. I need to sharpen that spatula tool. Okay. So I'm going to widen out the notches a little bit toward the outside. Leave the stem a little bit thick just in case. I can always reduce the stem width later, but it's good to have some in there just in case. Why? Because of the potential for breakage. I'm going to be pushing pretty hard because it's kind of thick. Yeah, I can see why he stopped. I can see why he stopped the notches at that point. Very dicey. Very, very dicey. It would be very easy to blow out one of those barbs. Okay. Can't see, can you? Nope, nope, nope. I'm just crunching them in. Being very careful not to put too much pressure. I just want a clean pop out. There goes one of the barbs. See, that flake went to the edge. It's not too bad, but unfortunate. I can probably put a glove on for this. I'm leaking all over the Arrowhead. Much better. How did they do this back in the day with natural tools? A lot of practice. Practice. They did do it with natural tools, antler or bone or whatever. I still need to get out those alligator gar scales. This side is giving me trouble. Better. Much better. Finally got a good pop out there. Very dicey. All right, so I don't want to risk it anymore. Yeah, I don't want to risk it. I'm already pushing the envelope. Yeah, all that's left now is to just do the sharpening of the blade edges. Yeah, that's it. Everything else is just cosmetic. It's already thin enough to haft for sure. Easy peasy. I'll just touch up the stem a little bit. Gotta be careful that I'm gonna run a flake here to take some of that mass off there, just a little bit. I don't want to snap it across the neck. Yeah, I was just gonna clean that up a little bit. Yeah, that's good enough. All right. So I start napping on the side that's got the worst damage. Let's see. I'm gonna adjust the camera a little bit. Maybe we can see better. I can't see anything. And now I just match the other side. Yeah, I just take that side down to where it matches this side. I just trimmed off the inside ear there, inside of the ear right there. Okay. I'm pushing a little bit this way and not straight downward, because straight downward can sometimes snap off that barb. So I'm pushing a little bit that way. All the way down. Push a little bit that way. All the way down. Why? Just to keep the flaking consistent. You know, there is an advantage to keeping it consistent, because you can feel if something's not quite right. Oops. Yeah. Am I going to put serrations in it? Maybe, but I don't feel like doing serrations tonight. I just feel like getting this one done and moving on to the next one. And no abrading right now, because I need to keep it sharp. So I'm just being very careful. I'm pushing kind of on the very edge, making sure that it's got a good purchase before I push more into it. But not too much of a purchase, because then I can snap the tip completely off. So I had to eliminate some mass from the bottom side there. So I'm going to prepare for that. Prepare for a flaking run by just brushing the edge. What I do is I turn this around until I can feel confident that I'm on a clean spot. I need a clean spot so that it won't have a little fragment there messing with the flaking. So it's going to have a little bit of a twist to the tip. A little bit. That's just the way it's going to work out, I think. And I hope I'm speaking loud enough. The microphone's been working pretty good, so I'm drifting off into the zone here. Tiptoeing through the zone here. Yeah, it's a good candidate for serrations. It's only 29 minutes. I don't know. I think I'm just going to leave it. Need to rub off that. There it goes. Yeah, I could put some serrations in there, but I'm going to leave it. Could I thin it down a little bit more? Yeah, I think I could. That's why I'm looking. If I put serrations in it, I can drive some more flakes between the serrations. But I don't want to, I don't know. Yeah, I won't risk it. Can't help it. I said I wasn't going to risk, I wasn't going to do stuff just for the video, but even if I was working on this by myself, I wouldn't risk it. Running some more flakes to get it thinner. Not right now. I got to do a few more of these before I can take the risk. So yeah, I think that's it. I need to get a better background for these thumbnail shots. Okay.